What's happening? Good morning. Coffee's here. It's time to go. Yay. Yay coffee. Yay morning. It's going to be a great day. I can tell. Clap, clap, clap. 3, 2, 1. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Today is Tuesday. It is October 27th, 2020. My name is Jeremy, and this is my first cup of coffee. That's hot. Maybe a little weak. Maybe eventually I'll measure. I mean, I kind of do. I don't know. I'm sleepy. I want to go back to bed. I slept really well. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but I'm sleepy. So yesterday was a pretty productive day. And my new tooth is in. Yay! See? You can't really tell. They did a really good job. I'm really happy with it. In theory, knock on wood, I have no more dental appointments other than, cleanings and things. But I should be done with all this teeth stuff until we start talking about braces in February. Who knows? I thought it was just cosmetic, but according to the orthodontist, teeth move as you age, and those could become problematic because they don't have enough space. So for those of you out there who need teeth stuff, the younger you are, the better it is. If you have kids, find a way. Don't ask your 10-year-old if they want braces. They're going to say no. That was my issue. I think that was it. Went to the gym. Today's a busy day. Today, Kat gets acupuncture. Then I'm going to record a couple Thursday episodes with Andrew. And then I have a Zoom call with a client that I don't want because I don't like this client and want to fire them. And there's a good chance that as part of this call, one of us will fire the other, which is fine because it's not fun. I can't fire him. If I fire him, I have to give him his money back. So I'm hoping he fires me. Honestly. And then recording for a Monday show interview. And then if there's anything left in my brain, I'll do some other stuff. I gotta water the plants. Some of the hydroponics, some of the plants in there have gotten huge. So I gotta take those out because I think it's restricting the water flow to the rest of the plants. So I'm gonna have a salad as part of lunch. An arugula salad. How cool is that? What else to talk about? Oh, you know what else I did yesterday? So apparel has been a really funny thing for us, and just trying to figure out the whole apparel thing and what to do and how and all that. And one of the things I found, so the first thing I found that really helped was like all the products, which we're pretty much out of all of them, but like products, apparel gets free shipping. So that was cool. And then I found by making it limited edition, setting an expiration, like this shirt, this hoodie is only available until X date. That was helpful. But I think we've got too much stuff. I think we've got too many different things. So I think we're going to have two inventories, two apparel lines. We're going to have the tried and true, the basic stuff, simple, logo, inexpensive, kind of plain. And then we're going to have rotating. Because one of the things Gabe and I have talked about with live, which by the way, we're not doing live next Tuesday because everyone's going to be, In the U.S., at least, it's going to be glued to their TV for the election. So we're going to do it the following Tuesday, the 10th, November 10th. We're going to debut the next item on live, and we can do that. We have a way of doing that. So I'm kind of excited about that because we should be selling more apparel. We've got some cool stuff and some cool designs, and just need to get people on board more. Did I do anything else? Drank a lot of coffee. Drinking more coffee now. I like drinking coffee. If you can't tell, yeah, this thing with this client is frustrating to me. It's going to steal a lot of focus until it's over. It's kind of like the car stuff. I just want it to be done. This was someone who reached out and, help, my website is broken. Okay, what do you need? I just need like the simplest thing in the world. You need me to take the text that's there and make it not look broken? Yes. Promise. Yes. Promise. Okay. $500. It was going to take me like 3 hours, maybe 5. No, I budgeted 8. I figured it might take me as little as 3 to 5. We're over 20. Do the math on 20 hours into $500. It's not worth my time. Keeps changing what he wants. Well, I don't really want that. I want this. Well, I don't really want this. I want this other thing. Tough. Oh, and then he would disappear for 2 months at a time and come back and need things right away and then disappear for 2 months. I've got another client, somebody I've known for a very long time, and he says, you know, there's always somebody, there's always one, whether it's an employee or a client or whatever, there's always one that drives you nuts. And then if you get rid of that one, a different one will drive you nuts. So if you get one that drives you nuts but you can live with it, keep it. Keep that person. He's right. There's always something that drives you nuts. I don't know why this happens. What else is going on? I think that's all to report. I didn't really get a lot of reportable work done yesterday. So let's see what you all wrote in. Let's do the question thing and the comment thing and the quote thing and the anecdote thing. Let's see all of it. We've got some quotes coming in from Frank, and he says, and now some quotes from one of my favorite authors, Zig Ziglar. Imagination is the strongest nation on earth. We talked yesterday about being a child and play. One of the core roots of play is imagination. And if you listen to Tony Robbins, and for those of you that don't know, I start my morning, just about every morning, with about 15 minutes of affirmation and visualization work from Tony Robbins. In fact, I've been playing the same audio files for over 6 months. Not sick of them, ironically. But one of the core parts of that in the visualization is imagination. He talks about how anything that exists in the real world had to start as an idea. And it makes sense. This show had to exist as an idea before it was real. The house that I'm living in, that you're living in, somebody had to design it. It had to be an idea first. So, ergo, if you want something to be real, you have to give it some attention. if you want a new job, if you want to make more money, if you want whatever. Imagination, your imagination is powerful. Don't underestimate it. And this is something that kids do really well. They imagine, they draw, they write stories. And it takes us to have, fancy seminars and books like The Secret to say, hey, that stuff that kids do, that's important for all of us, and you should do it too. When kids believe something is going to happen, it happens. Santa Claus. If you're a family where kids believe in Santa, no, Santa Claus objectively is not a person that comes down the chimney in that home. But what is Santa Claus to that kid? Someone giving presents in the middle of the night. That happens because you do it. That is as real as it needs to be to that child. It checks all the boxes of the reality. What about other things? What other things are that real? Most of them. When we imagine, there's no way we imagine every single tiny detail. So it leaves some space for, you want to say, the universe or whatever to come in and make it happen. Don't be afraid to imagine. Daydream. Think about what you want. The way you get out of a job you don't like is to do it so extraordinarily well that nobody can afford to keep you in that position. If you're going to do something, a job, maybe there's a form you dislike, why not give it your all? Which is, if you're going to do something, right? If you've accepted, you have to do it. Let's say you have to dig a hole. So you don't want to dig a hole. It's tiring work. It's going to take a while. What's the best way to approach digging that hole? Do I show up and complain and take a break every 3 shovelfuls and whine about it on social media? That's one way. Or I can get some tunes and I can make a game of it. Maybe I shovel to the beat of the song. Because when I'm done, I'm done. If you're going to do something that you dislike, you might as well find a way to enjoy it. If you dislike forms, or you dislike sparring, or you dislike training with a certain person, find a way to get something out of it. Change the reality, change your perspective on the reality, and everything else changes. What's that line? When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Our lives are always going to have things that we don't want to do, people we don't like. This client. Just because I don't like dealing with him. It's actually someone I half the reason I took the job is because he was somebody I wanted to work with. Because I think he's a cool guy. Thought it'd be fun to work with him. No. But I'm developing my skill in standing up for myself and advocating and building better tools, better document tools to share with my clients to say, hey, this is how this is going to go. Maybe next time I have somebody sign off on the layout and say, yes, I accept this layout as is. He did it by email, so I have record. Remember, if you have a question or a comment or whatever, drop it in the comment section below when we close the episode. What you do off the job determines how far you will go on the job. Oh, and this is a thing that gets people all kinds of bent out of shape. Well, it shouldn't matter, if I posted on social media and they fired me. Well, it could mean that, but that's not really what this means. If you show up to let's say you've got a job that's physically demanding. Let's say you're doing construction. Okay. The way you sleep, eat, exercise, massage, chiropractic. If you take that physical job and treat it like an athlete, you're going to have a more enjoyable time and you're going to get better work done. You're going to be less prone to injury and lose less time. That's what this quote is, to me, means. The way you do things off the job affects your performance on the job. If you are a computer programmer, there are programmers out there right now who are really dialing in things to get them in the zone. Plenty of them are using things like Adderall. I'm not advocating for that, but something like Brain FM, which I have advocated for many times. Some of you probably don't believe me when I say we don't get a cut, but notice I'm not giving you a code. Brain.fm for focus. Or what are other things? Blue light blocking glasses. Having a comfortable chair in the right position, right keyboard at the right height, little ergonomic things. The things you do off the job affect your performance on the job. Whistlekick. I know for a fact that if I do not get enough non-work time, if I don't get enough physical activity, I don't perform as well. I'm trying to do a lot of things. My last call went until 8:45 last night. I got a lot going on. And in order to balance that out, I need some intense non-work. This is why I've been trying to get out, have at least a few hours off on Friday, like a half day. It hasn't happened every week. But I know it's important because it feels indulgent. And that's what I need. I need something that feels indulgent. Or the rare day where I get my work done at 3 and it's like, oh, I'm done with work. And I go to the gym before most people are out of work and I feel, oh, it feels so nice. And granted, I start my day with this and I love doing it and I love you all, but it's still work. Right? There are a lot of things that we can do to prepare for other things. You could say the same thing about training. How you eat and sleep and keeping your uniform washed and presentable and all that stuff. Like that affects the way you train. If you know that affects the way you train and your training is important, you should be preparing to train. I like to get to the gym, martial arts gym, at least 30 minutes before class starts. I want to warm up on my own because very few classes ever warm up the way I want to warm up. Maybe I want to go through some things on my own. At the very least, I want to get my head right. One of the things I do to prepare when I go in the changing room or the bathroom, I count to 10, backwards. Stacy says, you are my Tony Robbins. It sets my day on a good note. Well, thank you. That really means a lot. That's, if someday people said I was the Tony Robbins of the martial arts world, I think that would be a pretty amazing compliment. So I'll go in the bathroom changing room, get ready to change, and I will close my eyes and I will count backwards from 10 to 1. And I'm shifting from Jeremy in the general world to Jeremy the martial artist. I try to let everything go, and when I get to 1 and I put on my gi or my dobok, it'll be one of the two in everywhere I train. But I put on my uniform, I let it all go. It's all gone. It's wherever I'm at, that's what I'm doing. And that excites me. It's fun. I almost went to train yesterday, but it was just too much. The emotional stuff with the tooth. Actually, A lot of it was not quite as good. And Stacy, by the way, they say hello. It got better through the process. It wasn't quite as intense as it had been. Those of you watching live, hit the thumbs up so more people will see this later, if you don't mind. I think we're going to try making that a priority as we go through. All right, last quote for the day. These have been really good, Frank. Nicely done, my friend. The successful family has work as the father and integrity as the mother. If you can get along with the parents, you won't have any trouble with the rest of the family. What is work? It's doing things. It's accomplishing. It's creating. It's producing. What is integrity? Doing it the right way. It's all integrity is doing the right thing at the right time, or doing the right thing even at the wrong time, even when nobody knows. It's funny. There are things that pop up from time to time where people say, "Well, how do you know that's not happening, or how do you avoid this thing?" And I look at it. Never even crossed my mind. I don't look at the world that way. I try to cover myself, try to be protective. Integrity is really fascinating to me because it's something that most people have, and plenty of people will compromise from time to time. We've all done it. We've all made those mistakes. And we know in the moment that we messed up. This is the wrong thing to do, but you talk yourself into it, and then, oh, yeah, shouldn't have done that. Sometimes it bites you. Sometimes it doesn't. It's wrong regardless. Don't forget, you can get that mug at whistlekick.com. Comes in a bigger size, too. Maybe I'll get the bigger size one. What else? What else should we talk about? I don't think there's anything else. I think those quotes are the way to do it. I think it's time to move on. I think it's time to close the show so you can get on with your day, so I can get on with my day. But I appreciate you being here. If you're watching later, thank you. If you're watching live, double thank you. Thank you and a half. Remember, we do the show every weekday, 6:30 a.m. Eastern, U.S. time, right here on YouTube. Catch it later on YouTube. Catch it later as a podcast. If you have questions or comments, drop them in the comment section below once the show ends. Or if you're listening, you can email me, jeremy@whistlekick.com. If you want to support what we do here at Whistlekick, all the things that we got going on that are, let's face it, 98% of what we do is free. If you want to support that, go to the Patreon, contribute to the Patreon. You get more stuff, so it's not like you're just paying for what you already get. You're paying, you get more. Or you can buy something like this mug or a shirt or whatever at whistlekick.com. Use the code FIRSTCUP15, get 15% off. And again, you get more for what you're paying. So we give you most of it, and then hopefully you say, you know what? I like this stuff. I want a little bit more, and I want to help these guys out. And then you buy something. All right. I appreciate you joining me today, and I hope your day is fruitful. I'll say that. Fruitful. All right. Take care, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow.